Good day, Math 154. Welcome back. Good to have you back again. So this might be your part number 3 for your simple and compound interest. And so we're going to do a little activity. Now, if you're watching this by yourself, well, bad news. You're going to be doing the work and the heavy lifting, but it won't be bad. Trust me. All right, suppose you're investing $3,000 at 5% interest. You're going to work with your group, which might be just you, and then the class, which will be with me, to compare the amount of money earned from compound interest to the amount of money earned from simple interest. All right, so we're going to go here to our chart. And because you're the only one here today, you're going to have to do group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, so we're going to need two formulas here. All right, the first formula we need is the simple interest formula. So that would be A equals P sub 0 times 1 plus RT. Second formula we need today is compound interest. P sub n is equal to P sub 0 times 1 plus R over K to the NK power. All right, so I'm going to model the first one for you, and then you're going to fill in the rest. All right, so I'm going to model group number 1. You guys are going to be group 2 through 8. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to find the simple interest when we have a 5% investment. Remember, the P sub 0 from the directions is $3,000. The interest rate is at 5%, so that's 0.05. And the time here is given. So this is our time. So this is our T value, okay, for simple, or the N value for compound. All right, and the so let's go ahead and do the simple interest. So this is going to be P sub 0, which is going to be 3,000 times 1 plus 0.05 times the T value of 5. All right, so let's go ahead to our calculator and compute. All right, here, let me get to the calculator. Okay, guys, calculator, here we go. So simple interest, 3,000 times 1 plus 0.05 times the number of years, 5. So year number 5 years later, we have 3,750 in the account. All right. So that's going to be 3,750. All right, now I would recommend, we already have that in there. All we have to do is change the time value. So when you go back to Desmos, you just put in the correct time value. So you can just go in here and delete out the 5, put in a 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40, and that'll get you your amounts. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the compound one first, and then you can come back and do the calculations. All right, the compound one, we have 3,000 times 1 plus 0.05 over 12 raised to the 5 years times 12 power. And let's see how much we have for compound interest. Okay, now the same thing is going to apply here. After I type this in once, I can just go back and change the N value, and it's computed pretty darn quick. The only thing changing here is N. Oops. So we need to raise that to, in our case, our K value was 12 times our N value, which is 5. So now all I have to do the rest of them, change the 5 to a 10, change the 10 to a 15, etc. So with compound interest, we got 3,850 and 08. So we got 3,850. 08. All right, guys, pause your video right now. Go ahead and compute for group 2 through 8, and then we're going to join back up together. Okay, so pause your video and compute. Okay, guys, go ahead right now, check your chart versus my chart. make sure you have correct answers before we get ready to do the graphing piece here, okay? So go ahead and take a look, pause the video now, and start comparing your answers. Okay, so the next piece here, you should have a graph paper, and we're going to make a graph. So in the blue ink, we are going to use for simple interest. All right, so at 5 years, the time is on the horizontal, money is on the vertical. So 5 years, that first one we did together, we made 37.50. So you're just going to kind of estimate that, you know, it's a little bit past halfway, about there-ish. And then the red ink is going to be for the compound interest. So that's, you know, a hair bit more. So they're about right on top of each other like this. All right, so what I want you to do is use 2 different colors and use your chart that you made and go ahead and plot up all the points, okay? When you get that done, you're gonna click play again and we're gonna compare pictures. Okay, so go ahead and pause your video now and start graphing. Okay, guys, so take a look here at your graph, see how well it matches. All right, now your graph might not look super great because it is a little hard, but so I put some graphs together here for you on Excel. So on the left, we have simple interest only. And the bottom left is the compound interest only. On the right, I've got them, you know, both on the same grid. So what I want you to do is take a look at these graphs and see how do they grow, okay? Do they grow exponentially? Do they grow linearly? Do they grow some other way? Think about that for a moment. And then we're going to answer that question on back here, back 2 pages. So let's go back here to the direction page where it says number 3, compare how much of the amount of money saved in each scenario and discuss the behavior of the graph in terms of growth models we learned in our last unit, or unit number 2. So in our case, we have simple, and most of you, I think pretty much everybody, simple interest. Notice that this grows in a linear pattern. So remember, that means repeated addition. And then compound interest. So if you notice this one, this has that exponential look to it. It grows exponentially, which is known as repeated multiplication. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, guys, so that concludes part 3 here of your simple and compound interest work. I hope you enjoyed this activity. And again, don't forget, if you need assistance, you can email your instructor. You can stop by and see the free math tutors in the ARC. They are always eager, happy, and ready to assist you. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for another installment of your Math 154 notes.